Just by the numbers, I can tell that a workplace is toxic. Just by certain numbers.
Really?
Yeah, micromanagement, it is bad on all levels.
All right, Shauna. So today we're going to talk about micromanagement and constant oversight. So what is micromanagement really? It's the difference between guidance versus control. And signs of micromanagement include maybe excessive status meetings, maybe your boss rewriting your emails. There's AI for that. We don't need to do that. Tracking software obsession. Like I love project management tools, but if they're so obsessed with making sure everything's in there, making sure every minute of everything is logged, and they maybe like over inquire about your time, then it might be that they're micromanaging and focusing on the wrong things. So in this episode, we're going to talk about why leaders do it, things like fear, insecurity, lack of trust, and what it does to employees and what you can do about it.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Let's dive in.
If you're a small business owner, service provider, or founder who feels like you're the entire marketing department, you're the tech department, you're also the creative department, and you're the customer service department, then Pierce Systems exists for you. We work with business owners who are great at what they do, but their time is being eaten alive by marketing execution, system setup, and tech decisions that they shouldn't be making alone. And the problem isn't that you don't work hard enough. The problem is that your time is being spent on the wrong things. Every hour you spend tweaking a graphic, learning a new tool, or duct taping systems together is an hour you're not spending on sales, strategy, leadership, or rest. You don't need to do everything. You just need to do the right things. And we build systems that give you time back. At Pierce Systems, we help businesses implement AI and automation so their operations work without constant human input. Recently, I led a full system upgrade for a small business using Jabber combined with an AI receptionist. The result? Increased operational efficiency, improved client experience, and increased the value of their $1 million business by over $350,000. This isn't about replacing people, it's about removing bottlenecks. If you're ready to be more strategic with your time, and if you're done doing everything yourself, if you want your business to work harder for you, Pierce Systems is here to help. You can explore audio ads, Canvas systems and training, or AI automation and implementation at piercesystems.org. Stop carrying everything alone, build systems, and protect your time. So the first thing is psychological and performance damage. Would you agree that micromanagement causes psychological and performance damage in employees?
Oh, of course. I mean, there's just like so many hidden, factors that goes into like a toxic workplace, especially when it comes to micromanagement. And, usually if you give me some, coming from an accounting background, the financial part of this, if you give me some financial statements and I take a look at them, just by the numbers, I can tell that a workplace is toxic just by certain numbers.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can just tell. For example, let's start with something that looks very harmless, right? Micromanagement. It seems harmless, but if you have a manager that spends like 8 to 10 hours per week redoing your work, like you just mentioned, that's probably about $25,000 to $35,000 annually in duplicated labor. So if you multiply that across different departments, staggering numbers. And so it doesn't usually show up as a micromanagement expense on your income statement, but it shows up in like a margin compression, and that's kind of where most leaders miss out on. Your highest performers tend to leave first. And when they leave, then it's all downhill from there. So yeah, micromanagement, it is bad on all levels. It's bad on the emotional side. And then also me talking about coming from the financial side, how damaging that is, because people don't look at the financial cost to it, the dollar amount that's affixed to this type of behavior.
Yeah. Great points. And I feel like it happens, leaders do it because of like insecurity, because of something about themselves. It has nothing to do with the company or the employee. And so, yeah, we really need to work with leaders to make sure that it doesn't happen, because autonomy, giving employees the freedom to take risks, to manage their own work, gives them motivation to produce better work, right? If you're a manager and you find that your employees keep making mistakes time and time again, take a look at yourself and how you're managing them as well.
Yeah.
But one big thing that micromanagement can cause is learned helplessness in the workplace. And so that's something I learned about, getting my degree in psychology. It happens when employees begin to believe that they have little or no control over their work outcomes. And often after repeated experiences of failure, criticism, micromanagement, or ignored feedback, and over time, they just stop like trying to improve the situation, even when change might become possible. I think it can also feel like a feeling of being burnt out. I feel like that can be a sign that you might be experiencing learned helplessness in the workplace.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So how leaders can prevent or reverse learned helplessness? They can increase autonomy and decision-making authority. Maybe if you're having trouble feeling like you're a bottleneck and you always need to jump in to fix things or to keep things moving, maybe assign authority, the authority that you have in certain tasks, to other people and see how they step up there. And another solution could be consistent, constructive feedback. And maybe instead of fixing the thing you want to fix, you tell them what's wrong with it and let them try to fix it, right?
Yeah.
Progress, not perfection, or perfection in your eyes. And recognition, recognize effort and progress, and involve employees in problem solving. Those are a few tips on how to prevent or reverse micromanagement. So,
because let me add to that too. When people feel useful, valued, seen, then you as a manager don't need to constantly micromanage them, because they know that you respect them. They know that you trust them most of all. And so they're going to get the job done, which means you can back off and not be like standing over your shoulders, micromanaging, checking in every 5 minutes. What are you working on? What are you doing? I mean, trust goes both ways. And so when people feel like you trust them, they're going to want to live up to that expectation. They're going to want to live up to making sure they don't disappoint. So they're going to do the work.
Yeah.
That's just what
Yeah, absolutely. And from like a marketing perspective, as a chief marketing officer, innovation requires risk. And so micromanaging teams, it just sucks the life out of innovation. It produces safe campaigns. Your brand voice becomes bland and they don't succeed. Okay. Marketing speed slows with leaders becoming bottlenecks and tons of approvals and no risk taking. And so if you've ever seen like a marketing campaign that's out in the world that just it doesn't make you feel anything, it just falls flat. It's probably a team that's just kind of going through the motions, just producing things, and they're not really reaching their goals with innovation. Yeah, that's how it shows up in marketing. It's not pretty.
Yeah, and I mean, I already talked about kind of how that shows up on the financial side of it. You don't think about those costs, but those costs aren't always evident. It just shows up in tiny little places. Then you just realize, your profit has grown. I mean, your revenue has grown, but your profit hasn't. And then you're wondering, wait, how have I made so much money in 1 year, but at the end of the year or the end of the month, my profit doesn't reflect what my revenue in comparison? That's because your expenses are flying out the door because you're paying overtime, you're paying manager and even teammates to do micromanagement. It's like you're paying them to redo work that was already done. And this is the way it shows up. So everything has a cost to it.
Exactly. So what if you are a business owner with leaders who micromanage? What can you do about it? You can document expectations.
Yeah.
Right. After a meeting, send recap emails with deadlines, assign, people responsible for it. And I feel like that has helped so much just by assigning one name to be the overarching responsible party. Then no one else can come in and take that over, right?
Exactly.
And just ask clarifying questions. What does success look like? Are there non-negotiables? Make sure that you're sharing that information with your team as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just clarify. Micromanagement, I feel like that's also something that thrives when things are ambiguous, right? Like if your team doesn't have specific goals that they know that they're working towards, then everything's kind of just all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So set your goals, whether it's revenue goals, lead gen. I'm talking marketing because those are the goals that I know. What would those be in accounting?
Yeah, similar. So just set goals, set financial goals, set sales goals, set revenue target goals. I mean, if you focus on what the business is there to do, the purpose of the business, which everything comes down to driving revenue, then you won't have time to be doing the non-essential things, the things that really don't make you money.
Right. Stick to those outcome-based KPIs. And then if all of that fails, then might be time to consider exiting.
The dreaded word, exit.
Yes. Time to say goodbye. For your own sanity, because learned helplessness is not a good feeling. Being burnt out is not a good feeling. So take care of yourself.
Yeah, totally agree.
Any last tips on micromanagement?
Just don't do it. Coming from the administrative side of things, it reduces morale. It causes so many problems that people don't even quantify. So if you can just avoid micromanaging people and just trust that the people that you hire, they're capable, that you give them the right tools, you give them autonomy, you give them the personal professional development that they need, then there shouldn't be any need for anybody to be micromanaging.
Well said. Well said. Great last words on micromanagement. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next week.
All right. See you next week.